Welcome the seventh presenter, Shuji Sharaki from Japan. Please.
Okay, so thank you very much for having me today. My name is Shuji Shiraki, founder and CEO of eMotion Fleet. I'd like to give you a presentation about how to accelerate fleet electrification in Asia. A little bit about us. So eMotion Fleet was established 2023 September. So we are about 2 years old. Our mission is to drive decarbonization and fleet economics through smart EV fleet solutions. We have recently closed our Series A fundraising round, and currently our shareholders, including the founders, including myself, a renewable energy company, major BC in Japan, a logistic company, also a power utility company, and also GX Partners. Kishihara-san, I think, is also in the call today. This is a Kyushu, Fukuoka-based venture capital. Before founding the company in 2023 September, the founders, including myself, have hands-on experience electrifying large-size fleet for DHL in Germany for the post and parcel use case, over 23,000 units. We have also hands-on experience electrifying 500 units of fleet for Yamato Transport in Japan, the famous Black Cat. I'm pretty sure many people in Taiwan also recognize this brand. And through these two projects, we really learned what it takes to electrify at scale. And you really need to have an integrated system of electric vehicles, the charging infrastructure, and also the fleet and energy management software to support the uptime of the fleet customers. We really think that the fleet electrification in Japan and Asia are still in the early phase, and that's why we, the founders, became independent to establish an entity to focus on these regions. If you look at the market, the 70% of the global transport carbon emission coming from the commercial vehicles. That's also the reason why, if you look at the major logistic operators, they now have a strong electrification targets by 2023. And that's also the reason why the B2B side of electric vehicle will continue to grow. You sometimes hear that if the EV growth is slowing down due to many geopolitical reasons, but on the B2B side, due to these practical and also economical reasons, the market will continue to grow. However, if you talk with the fleet customers, they struggle to go electric, and they understand they need to go green, but they don't know how. They also face much more imminent issues like the driver shortage. They don't have the EV know-hows, and they think that the cost is going to go up by going electric. And another characteristic of this fleet operators market is that this is a figure in Japan. I mean, the vast majority of the operators are the small to mid-sized enterprises. And to these SMEs, just trying to pitch with the carbon neutral is not enough. You need to basically prove the economics by going electric. You also need to minimize downtime, and you also need to reduce the workload. You cannot increase the workload by having EV and diesel truck in the same fleet. That's why our solution is to support the fleet operators, logistics, bus, taxi, corporates, ports, and airports are our customer use cases. Support them one-stop from planning, integrating the charging infrastructure. We also have our own software to manage the uptime of the EV fleet, and also to reduce the energy cost, the energy management software. And to offer all these different solutions in one EV fleet as a service business model is basically our business. I want to show you a video of how we actually support the customers. We always go into a depot, analyze the current diesel fleet, the mileage, what time do they go out, do they come in, and then we design a bottom-up electrification plan per depot. For hardware, which is vehicles and chargers, we act multi-brand. We have partnership with different OEMs. We also design the most optimal charging infrastructure for the clients. We also support the charger installations. We provide trainings to the depot managers and the drivers how to operate electric vehicle fleet versus the diesel fleet. We have our telematic solutions, where we collect not only the GPS data, but we also collect key EV data like the state of charge, state of health of the batteries, the energy consumption. And then we have our own system that basically manages vehicle, charging, energy in one single platform. We also have the peak shaving functions, so to avoid the electricity peak, and we also integrate renewables and solar energy storage in the same depot to also manage the VPP, the virtual power plant, let's say the capabilities. To summarize, what we offer is integration of hardware, services, and software. For hardware, we partner up with OEMs. For service and software, we have our own in-house solutions, and we support the customer through the entire journey of planning, deploying, and operating for the customer. How we monetize is for the plan and deployment phase, we basically charge the customers by either consulting or the project fee per depot. For the operation phase, this is where we charge the customers on a monthly, let's say, fleet as a service fee per unit. What is EV fleet as a service business model? This is an integrated agreement that includes the hardware, the services, software, energy in one, let's say, commercial package. We offer this on a monthly basis to the fleet operators so that the customers can focus on what they are good at, which is carrying people and goods. This also means zero capital expenditure. This also means lowest OPEX, leveraging our know-how and experience. And we're currently talking with different leasing companies, green transformation funds, SPCs to basically realize this business model. Our key competitive advantage is our software, which is our fleet and energy management software. So it basically includes all the key features that you need to manage EV and diesel fleet, which is the fleet management side, charge and energy management, battery management, total cost of ownership management, CO2 monitoring. All of these are included in one integrated platform. And we also collect data from different assets, including the vehicles. We collect the detailed vehicle data, including the CAN data, collect the battery data. We also suck up the charger data, and we also collect the facility data. So this basically enables an integrated platform to manage fleet and energy in an integrated manner. We also support the customers in each of their decarbonization stage. So for those customers that are in the pre-EV stage, we provide our telematics to support the diesel vehicles. We collect the fuel usage data, so we can basically try to reduce the fuel cost, reduce the idling, so low carbonizing before decarbonizing. Through the data that we collect, then we more migrate into the fleet electrification consulting, the services. The more EVs that the customers have in their fleet, more you need to integrate the fleet and energy management in one, let's say, integrated dashboard, and also fleet as a service to reduce the capex. So we basically customize our solutions based on where the customers are in terms of their electrification stage. All of our solutions are designed not only to reduce the CO2, but to reduce the total cost of ownership. Through our experience in the past, if you really manage your EV fleet well, you can reduce the total cost by 10 to 20%. How do you do that? You maximize the uptime of EV so that you save more on the energy and the maintenance cost, but use the technology to extend the lifetime of the assets. That's basically how you manage how you realize the fleet economics, and our solutions are designed to basically realize that. Currently, we are talking with about over 320 prospects of customers across Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. And we also already have customers mainly in Japan around the logistics and transport, also the bus fleet operators, energy companies, municipalities to support decarbonization. And we also partner up with different EV OEMs and charger OEMs, work with the leasing and banks. We also belong in the associations. We are also have been rewarded, recognized as a Japanese startup with global competence. We recently also won the Forbes Rising Star Award. We are also been, for those Taiwanese startups, you should really think about the Tokyo startup event, Sushi Tech, but also the Fukuoka event, the Ramen Tech. We have also been joining in these. And our targets our roadmap is to become the Asia's leading EV fleet solution provider, to manage 50,000 units across 2,000 managed depots. Currently, it's Southeast Asia and Japan. We also are interested in exploring Taiwan as a market where we can penetrate our solutions. So we look forward to connecting with you who would be interested in us. Thank you very much for your attention.